Today on 2A Farmer, we're going to be testing the ballistics ability of grain. We're going to call it grain versus grain. We've got wheat, soybeans, and corn. We're going to be testing them against 22 long rifle, 9mm, 5.56, your standard AR round, 7.62, and 308. Stay tuned. We're going to be starting with a 22 long rifle out of this Tippmann Arms. Let's see how it goes. Clear. Well, according to the government, that was supposed to blow this bag apart. It's a little underwhelming, to say the least, so let's look behind it. I don't think it did anything. Looks clear. Let's move on to 9mm. Now for the 9mm penetration test on wheat. On my custom AR9. Clear. Well, looks like we got some knockdown power from the 9mm. There's our entrance. We do have an exit. Let's check that second bag. We have an entrance and an entrance from my first round. But we do not have an exit. So let's move on up. Now we're moving on to 5.56, the rifle the government doesn't want you to have. Rifle's clear. Let's go check it out. I don't think you could ask for a better grouping than that. And we do not have an exit. I did not think that. I did not think that, but that's why we're out here doing science on the farm. Let's move on to 7.62. Now we're going to move on to 7.62 FMJs. See if we can get some penetration. Rifle's clear. Let's see how 7.62 did. All right, there's my hits. Oh, we have penetration. Did we exit the second bag? No. So 7.62 ties with 9mm. 5.56 just didn't have the penetration. And our last round, 308 against the wheat. Let's see how she does. Rifle's clear. Let's go check it out. Well, we definitely knocked it down. There's our entrance wounds. exit wounds. But we do not have any exit wounds out the second bag. So I will say, we need bigger guns. Let's go and see how well soybeans do. And penetration test on soybeans, starting with 22 long rifle. All right, she's clear. Let's go see what kind of penetration 22 does to soybeans. Shots were a little spread out. That's why sights are important, but no penetration. So far, soybeans tie with wheat. Let's move on to 9mm. Now we're moving on to 9mm penetration on soybeans. Clear. Let's go see how we did. Well, there's our two entrance wounds. We do have a heck of a blowout. Did not expect that much energy to pass through into the next bag, but still no exit wound. So pretty good performance from 9mm. Now it's time to see how 5.56 FMJs perform against soybeans. Rifle's clear. Let's go see how well 5.56 performed. First two insert wounds. And we do have penetration on soybeans. 5.56 penetrates soybeans better than it does wheat, but it did not exit. So let's move on to 7.62. And now let's see how 7.62 FMJs perform against soybeans. Our first shot blew the bag apart. We have extensive damage, but no exit on the second bag. So let's see if 308 will finish it off. And let's see if 308 will finish off the soybeans. I'm expecting total destruction. .308's clear. Let's go see how it did. Not exactly what I was expecting. I was expecting to, yeah, something like that. Nice little wound cavity, but still no exit. You cannot mess with this farm grain. Some might say it's built farm tough. Let's see how corn does. So the ATF just heard all that shooting we were doing, and they sent over a Special Agent Judd. We'll be keeping an eye on us from here on out to make sure we're following all the ATF's rules, even if we think they're silly. Now for the corn penetration test of the 22 long rifle. With Agent Judd watching us, We gave him some body armor to be safe. Weapons clear. My second shot was a little high, so I'm sure that penetrated straight through. Right there. Right there. But no exit. Not even shooting high. 9mm penetration test against corn. Agent Judd is not listening to any safety rules. He will stay downrange against our advice. But let's see how we do. Weapons clear. Weapons clear. So, as expected, 9mm been performing good all day. 2 entrance wounds. 1 exit. Don't think that's an exit. No penetration on the second bag. So corn held up surprisingly well against 9mm, the best so far today. Penetration test against corn using 5.56 FMJs. Agent Judd will still not, no matter how much we advise him to not be downrange, he's not listening. For some reason, ATF will not listen to reason or use common sense. So our penetration, entrance wounds, no exit wound. That is surprising for 5.56. But corn has been performing really well today. What do you think, Agent Judd? Won't you come back up here with us? Okay. Now let's see what 7.62 FMJs do to corn. 7.62's been performing extremely well today. Let's see how it does against corn. Weapon is clear. I believe in the first 2 tests, 7.62 made it into the second bag, but not out of the second bag. And it looks like corn stopped 7.62. 7.62 failed to make it out of the first bag of corn. We're going to see if 308 can penetrate, or if she deserves all the hate. So we had some audio issues. The ATF agent made us refilm this whole outro. Our findings for the whole experiment here was corn probably performed the best penetration resistance. None of the rounds made it through the second bag of any of the grains. We did recover some of the bullets here. The only round to make it into the second bag of corn was 308. We recovered those out of the corn. The 9mm did make it out of the first bag, but did not make it into the second bag of corn. Wheat probably performed the second best, and soybeans, it was as expected. But like I said, nothing made it out of the second bag of any of the grains tested. So farm grain is superior up to 308 caliber rifles. So this shows me two things. We need bigger weapons. So if you do the YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, share, maybe we could do this test again with maybe a 50 BMG. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one.